A little bit more from that 29th of December 2008 Time magazine. I want to comment on part of the content of the interview that Time magazine's power structure held with President-elect Obama, as they chose him, prepared to announce that he is chosen as Person of the Year, Barack Obama. The prelim says, on Friday, December the 5th, President-elect sat down with Time Managing Editor Richard Stengel, Editor-at-Large David Von Draley, and Time Incorporated Editor-in-Chief John Huey in Obama's Spartan transition offices in Chicago to discuss his plans for the coming months, the end probability of his victory, and how he's fighting to stay in touch with the real world from inside the presidential bubble. So these are excerpts from those conversations. First thing they chose to write up here, may or may not have been the first thing they actually talked about, is what kind of a mandate do you have? Well, he said, I think we had a decisive victory, but 47% of the people voted for John McCain. I don't think that the American people want hubris from their next president, but I do think we received a mandate for change. It means government, most importantly, that is focused day in, day out, on the needs and struggles, the hopes and dreams of ordinary people. Ordinary people. And I think there is a strong mandate for Washington as a whole to be responsive to the ordinary Americans in a way that it has not been for quite some time. Now they didn't put that into quotes. That's the way they distilled it from their conversations. Then the next heading that they have used is when voters look at your administration 2 years from now in the off-year election, how will they know whether you're succeeding? So this is a question that they put bluntly, interwoven, however they did it. They wanted to know, how do you stand for your report card? How are you going to claim that you've done what you said you'd do? Again, they didn't put this in quotes, but they're saying it as what he said. I think there are a couple of benchmarks we've set for ourselves during the course of this campaign on domestic policy. Have we helped this economy recover from what is the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression? In other words, how did I fare in answering that important question? Have we instituted financial regulations and rules for the road that assure this kind of a crisis does not occur again? Have we created jobs that pay well and allow families to support themselves? Have we made significant progress on reducing the cost of health care and expanding coverage? Have we begun what will probably be a decade-long project to shift America to a new energy economy? Have we begun what may be an even longer project of revitalizing our public school systems so that we can compete in the 21st century? Well, that's on the domestic front. So then he's going to switch. On foreign policy, have we closed down Guantanamo in a responsible way? Have we put a clear end to torture and restored a balance between the demands of our security and our Constitution? Have we rebuilt alliances around the world effectively? Have I, he's speaking now as the president, to be, 2 years from now you'll be saying I quite properly, Have I drawn down U.S. troops out of Iraq? And have we strengthened our approach in Afghanistan, not just militarily, but also diplomatically, and in terms of development? And have we been able to reinvigorate international institutions to deal with transnational threats like climate change, threats that we can't solve on our own? I'm really impressed. I mean, he may someday wish he hadn't been quite so straightforward. But he said, hey, you measure me on, did I give you an administration that measured up to my promises? Not maybe every promise, but the main themes that I picked up are right there. Expecting a report card on them. And then they go on to quote him, just not quote, no quote marks. And outside of specific policy measures 2 years from now, I want the American people to be able to say, now it's quote, government's not perfect. There are some things Obama does that get on my nerves. But you know what? I feel like the government's working for me. I feel like it's accountable. I feel like it's transparent. I feel that I am well informed about what government actions are being taken. I feel that this is a president and an administration that admits when it makes mistakes and adapts itself to new information, that believes in making decisions based on facts and on science as opposed to what is politically expedient. Those are some of the intangibles that I hope people 2 years from now can claim. I like that man as a candidate. I like him even better as a president-elect. I'm not going to take the trouble to look it up and quote from it, but the other thing in here just blew me away. He gets the nomination to be president-elect. Guess what he and his crew do the next day? They meet for 5 hours to get going on doing what needs to be done to earn that good report card. Now that's a man that I and most of America can look up to and salute that incoming Commander-in-Chief with great pleasure.